of course it's time for another level of knowledge, the end of knowledge, which is wisdom. So now we get to the wisdom, and we have this year stretched out in front of us because, like I said, today wasn't a day to exhaust, let's say, any of the topics that we're bringing forth. Just know we're ready, and we have many with us, and the power in which we need to amass to accomplish the quantum change in this world is amassing fast and accumulating. Let's put it that way. So here we go. So the next thing is that now that's what we can say is the spindle theory, okay? Because now there's variations of now how we understand the vehicle. So since we understand that this Solomon temple, this great builder's work, this tower that keeps being mentioned is none other than the human body, which everybody knows here, we know that there's different ways and different aspects of understanding the knowledge that it reveals to us, this Kabbalah, that you could only learn by listening to yourself or resuscitation, okay? Meaning it needs to be delivered to you from yourself to yourself or someone who knows it. So now what we generally see here, to sum this all up, in all the spindle theories and in all the different concepts is the same underlying principles, that energy functions through poles, and the poles are electromagnetic. And what creates these electromagnetic fields is the positive and negative judgments and actions of movement. And only in the gap, which is exactly inside of here, and there's multiples of these and they're quantum, does life really exist as we know it. And that is where we are. We are in the gap. And we are acolytes of the gap. We surf it. And only when you start rubbing the edges up in here do things get to where you wreck your vehicle. And so just like you wouldn't let a 2-year-old take off in your car, so too you have not been allowed access to the Merkaba, really, or the internal Merkabas, which have several different names and are explained in different ways, until now. The gates are wide open. So you have the opportunity to dissolve all of your judgments and your disconnections, oscillate and vibrate to get yourself and your field picked up so you can fly. Because there's a lot that's associated with this symbolism, as you'll see in Martin's video, that has a lot to do with the Christmas tree. That as you get these counter-rotating fields, you know, and they're larger and there's larger, and each of these, this is a nest, by the way, fullerene-like boson, right? So in these nests, which is how you create monatomics even, and in that center column, each of these circular fields or circumventing fields, if you saw this from the top, it would look like a Christmas tree. And all the lights in the Christmas tree would be the souls. So this is why it's symbolic today of the Christmas tree. But what have they done with the Christmas tree? They've cut it. They've cut down the evergreen. And I can show you through occultism how there's proof. Just like it's symbolic that the umbilical cord is cut from the mother when the baby is born, so too many souls have been cut from the energetic system and need to reconnect themselves and can reconnect themselves by vibrating higher. And this is the only thing that needs to be done to change the entire scenario or probable futures of this realm and this reality. But remember, there's gifts here under the tree, right? Because all this now, we know the meaning now. This is the symbolics of Christmas, right? Now, you know, killing the Satan part or Santa, right? And, you know, what those words really mean, like old father, you know, like the real bearded, wise wisdom side versus the consumer Black Friday side, right? So there's gifts at the tree. So what this tells you is that when you unlock this, there's a promise of a reward, but you don't know what those rewards are going to be. You can look forward to it just like a child looks forward to the presence of their tree. But right now, though, what's happening, and this is why the energy is just off. People, because consumerism, the inverted tree is now out. And people are unhappy about what is under the tree. Because for them, they already know what it is. First of all, if they want anything in a consumer-based reality, they go get it. They don't wait till Christmas. So generally, you don't know what to give somebody that has every single camera and every single cell phone that ever came out. So the reality also is that this has the person looking at this box, and this is how it can turn around into something demonic. A box that they can't see in, but they know inside is unsatisfaction. Right? So there's a lot of deeper symbolics also. Everything comes with electromagnetics. Everything comes, and you must know both of those. Because if you're just armed with the good idea, oh, Christmas, presents, you're going to be still doing the same thing when you're looking and staring down the barrel of some vinegar again, or a bag of chips. So if that's just how shallow you're going to be with it, is just electric, then you're going to miss out on the magnetic balance that is necessary to keep this thing really churning and really turning, so you have the power that's needed to go into unity. Because as you keep building up energy, your environment will change. The people around you will change. You will keep seeing then greater versions of people that you used to know. Like, I know that was Michael, but now his name is Robert. Now his name is Steve. Now his name is Cindy, but she's a woman. What's going on? Because as you're going up, the environment is really changing. You're actually in a real field with real stars. That's why I was saying, those as below stars, those are not the ones you want to be watching. The ones that are shining the light. Like, I really want to keep motivating you, full spectrum light, to turn this.